Hey, what's good? Coach Colin Castello with Shotmechanics Basketball. In today's video, I'm hyped you're watching this because we're actually going to give you 3 more moves to add to your bag that are forgotten staples of Michael Jordan's game. Let's jump into it. All right, I want to make this video today for a few different reasons. Number one, The Last Dance was awesome, and a lot of people have been hitting me up like, hey, we need some of Michael Jordan or the GOAT's scoring moves, right? So first and foremost, I wanted to help you from that regard. Secondly, what I wanted to make sure that we're doing is a lot of these moves actually aren't that hard. They're fairly fundamental, but they are incredibly effective. So if you're one of these guys that's watching the video and you're like, brah, I only want to see ankle breakers, I only want to stick this or that, blah, 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 blah. Like, fine, you can go ahead and get out of here, and the guys that actually want to get better can stick around, right? So the very first one is going to sound incredibly simple, but I'm going to tell you it. And it's a secret to scoring a ton of points. A 2-foot finish. Let me repeat that. A 2-foot finish. Michael Jordan was a master at getting into the paint and finishing under control with 2 feet. So you'll notice most of the time when MJ goes to score, we think about him being a high flyer and dunking on everybody, and that's true, but a lot of times it's out of a controlled situation. So basically, anytime you get into the paint, if you feel like you're getting just a little bit out of control, all you got to do is come to a low, quick 2-footed jump stop and then make a decision from there. It could be a jump up and finish. It could be a pump fake and a step through. It could be a pump fake, you don't have anything, it's a kick out to the outside. But I promise you, if you start using more 2-foot jump stops inside of the paint, not only are you going to score more points, you're going to make better decisions, and your coach is going to love it because you're not out of control. I've coached a ton of youth basketball in my day, and one of the things that always drives me berserk is players playing too fast. Right? That's when you get guys making terrible passes that are turnovers for layups going the other way. That's when you get guys that are throwing the ball off the backboard going a million miles an hour, also igniting a fast break going the other way, right? So by using a simple 2-footed hop, it gives you a ton more options, it gives you a ton more control, and because of that, you will score more points. Imagine if every turnover you had in the paint instead resulted in 2 points, that alone would change your game completely, get you more playing time, and make you much more liked by your coach, right? So key number 1 to these 2-foot finishes, we're gonna talk about it real quick, is you wanna stay low and light. Low and light, meaning as you're getting into the paint and you're gonna go 2 feet, you wanna stay low, so you're not doing a big bunny hop into it, and you wanna stay light on your feet. Anytime you hear thudding of your feet in the ground, that means you're going too high, it means you're going too hard, and it means that it's hard on your joints, right? So think about it like you're a ninja. You're a ninja trying to sneak into the paint. So as I come here and I'm getting a 2-foot finish, might get a little squeak of the sneakers. I'm gonna sit low in a chair. That way I'm being safe and I'm not just pounding my joints every single time I get into it. But I promise you, go watch the Michael Jordan highlights. You're gonna see 2-foot finishes all over the place. All right, so the next one that Michael Jordan used all the time was a pump fake to a step through combo. Now this is so incredibly important because once you're a dynamic scorer, once you start getting pretty good at scoring, people bite on your pump fakes all the time. And if you don't have a counter, then really you become pretty easy to stop. So one thing that Michael Jordan was awesome at was pump faking, getting guys off of their feet and then using a step through to extend his space and get away from them, right? So first and foremost, all we gotta do is sell some sort of pump fake, right? The key to a good pump fake is number 1, on the pickup, we wanna sell our eyes to the basket and we wanna load the ball, but not necessarily our body, right? I don't wanna unload my entire body, I wanna keep my body loaded, but the ball goes up, just like this, right? So if we can get a good pump fake, first and foremost, it's gonna be a lot easier. The second key to this one, as we come through, we're going to plant our foot, so it's our pivot foot. We're coming here, and then we're going to shift and extend towards the basket where I can get a scoop, a floater, a dunk if you can do it, a pass, dump, whatever you got. You've got a bunch of options now that you've left your defender who left their feet, right? Now, the key here is you can jump off your pivot foot as long as you don't come back down. There's gonna be a lot of people in the comments, they're gonna be super mad about it. They're gonna tell you can't, but you can. Read the rule books, right? As we come here, there's no rule that says I can't step and pick my foot up. Now, be aware of your league. Some people call it a travel, even if it's not, but just make sure that you're doing whatever is kind of normal in your league and you should be fine. Most of the time, refs will let it go. You can search all sorts of stuff online, see Michael Jordan doing it a ton. So don't worry about that aspect. All you wanna worry about, sell the pump fake, then get as much space off of this step as you possibly can, and that's gonna help you out a ton. The pump fake step through, you can get a ton of easy baskets and a ton of easy assists as well. All right, so the next one I love is spin options. Basically using a spin move, but then having multiple options out of it. Now what happens with a lot of players is they get good at a spin move, but they only use it doing one thing, right? They might say, okay, every time I hit a spin move, I'm gonna keep going towards the basket. or every time I hit a spin move, I'm gonna load into a jump shot. What you wanna be able to do is use this spin to get an advantage on your defender and then read it from there. And that's one thing that Michael Jordan was fantastic at, was that secondary read, right? So one thing that you'll see him do a ton, he'll come, maybe he'll drive in one direction, he'll kind of bump on a guy, he'll spin back, and then he'll do, just like we talked about in the last move, the pump fake step through, but he'll read it. Sometimes he'll get that jumper, sometimes he'll pump step through, sometimes he'll even pump, reverse pivot and go finish the other way. There's so many options out of a spin move. You just want to be able to practice and use all of them. So don't just get used to doing one thing, because then you become very predictable, right? People know exactly what you're doing. I've played a ton of guys that love to do spin moves, and if you know they do the same thing every time, you just sit and you wait, and you slap the ball away, right? It's pretty easy. So you want to work on multiple options, just like MJ. If you can do that, it's going to help you a ton. Now, one tip that's going to help you make a lot more shots out of a spin move is this. Always think about getting your dominant hip on rim when you're ready to shoot. So it doesn't matter if it's a step through or an option or a fadeaway, whatever it is. I always want to think about getting my hip on rim. So if I'm driving in, I get cut off and I spin, right here as I'm getting ready to shoot, I'm going my right hip pointed directly at the rim as I raise up into my shot. Same thing if I'm spinning the opposite way. If I'm coming this way and I'm spinning this way, now I got to get my right hip around further so it's on the rim into my shot, because if anytime I get my right hip on the rim, it's going to put everything in alignment, and already it's going to be a lot easier to make that shot. So think hip on the rim out of a spin move, and you'll be good to go. All right, now here's the deal. I'm going to help you optimize your jump shot through the power of artificial intelligence, courtesy of my guys over at Max One with the Smart Coach app. So all you got to do is click the top link in the description down below and get free instant access to a shot evaluation through the power of artificial intelligence. Basically, you set up your cell phone, it watches you shoot, and then it tells you, hey, your elbow's doing this, your feet are doing that, you need to do that. And then you get me as your personal coach to tell you how to fix those specifically for what you need fixed, right? So it's absolutely incredible. The power of technology is mind-blowing, and that's why I partnered with my guys over at Max One and the Smart Coach. So all you gotta do, click the top link in the description down below, download the app, and get free evaluation today, and hopefully I will see you there, because this is an incredible value that you're not gonna wanna miss. Now, also, if you're new to Shot Mechanics, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell notification, hit the like button, because it's good for the algorithm, and it helps us out. And make sure you leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what sort of video you want to see next. Again, I'm Coach Colin Castell with Shot Mechanics. We can bring these videos to you because of the power of the Splash Army like yourself. And so I hope to see you next time.